Hey there, so today we have another video and this is a basic beer. So what we have here is Jack Sabby's Sunny Ridge and this is their German Pils. So the reason for doing this obviously was that I was just studying for a Certified Cicerone. I just did a blind beer with Weihenstephaner Original, which is a Munich Helles. And so you guys should do this too. If you have a beer that's similar in style or maybe another beer in the same style, try to crack that one too, because I just had that beer. And so obviously I want to compare it with this beer, and why not open them back to back? So I should have done it with the other video. I should have told you more about the style because that's very important. But let's talk about German Pils. So German Pils is a sister or sibling style to the Czech Premium Pale Lager. The Czech Premium Pale Lager, or as some of you called Czech Pils, was first brewed in 1842, Josef Groll, in the Czech Republic, and then ended up expanding to Germany in the 1870s. And so now you have this beautiful, crisp, pale lager that is being brewed. And so it's going to be different. What are the main differences? And one of the biggest differences is that with the Czech Pils, or Czech lager, it was brewed in Pilsen, and Pilsen has very soft water in the sense that there's not that much sulfates and chlorides and other minerals in the water. So you really get a nice kind of rounded beer, really accentuates a little bit more kind of beautiful malt quality. And the beer ends up being a little bit less dry, a little darker of a beer. The German Pils leans on this really kind of wonderful snappy bitterness, as I like to call it, and it really is a little bit lighter of a beer. It's drier, has a little bit more perceived bitterness, even though the IBUs are a little higher for the Czech Premium Pale Lager. And so how that occurs is as you go north in Germany, the beers end up getting a little bit more drier and a little bit more bitter. And the reasoning for that is that there's more sulfates in the water. So generally, when you're trying to balance a beer, there's multiple different minerals and chemicals that you're trying to balance, and pH and everything. But two important ones include chlorides and sulfates. And so with chlorides, if you're going to have a higher ratio of chloride versus sulfates, you're going to really accentuate a little bit more malt, and that's what you're going to want with maybe your stouts. With sulfates, you're going to accentuate more bitterness, and that's what maybe you want on your West Coast IPAs, and specifically your Pils, your German Pils. So the water's harder, a little bit more pronounced bitterness on these beers. So really interesting stuff. Let's dig into the beer. Beer comes in a straw to light gold color. Let's get the aroma. So this is brewed with noble hops, by the way. Where does it say that? There you go, noble hops. So the noble hops there are four of them. There's Saaz, Spalt, Tettnanger, and Hallertau. These are traditional hops. Three generally brewed, three grown in Germany, and then one grown in the Czech Republic, Saaz. And these are actually kind of hops specific to their region. So if you grow these hops outside of their specific region, they're called something else. So these are very specific and to that region, and really, bound to the history and the land that the hops are produced. So, but as I smell it, it already reminds me a little bit different from the Munich Helles. It has a little bit more pronounced kind of like almost citrusy kind of note. And it has like a little bit more just vibrancy. I'm getting almost like orange blossom, orange peel. But I'm getting the pale malt as well. The Pilsner malt, similar. They should have the similar malt bill. And as I drink it, you just feel and taste kind of more aromatics going on. I'm getting a nice kind of floral action. The pale malt the Pilsner malt is there, but it really doesn't, like the Munich Helles is going to introduce you to this really kind of beautiful, rounded, kind of like soft, grainy kind of sweetness. This one pops with bitterness, and so you do get the malt quality, but really it is not as like light and malty. It really pops with more bitterness. And another telltale sign is that as I'm waiting, there's bitterness. I mean, my palate is dry now instead of just having a lingering kind of malt quality, and this experience sort of goes away. And as I drink more, like, again, the hops are really like popping a flavor. These generally are low alpha acid hops, in the sense that like there's not that much bitterness being offered, but you will get more bitterness. There's just more hops, you'll get more bitterness. They use a lot of hops, so they're using a lot of hops to offer these beautiful aromatics, and then it also translates to some amount of bitterness. But in general, these are not great hops to get bitterness out of, if that makes any sense. Specifically, Saaz. But yeah, clean, delicious. Loving this beer. Unfortunate that they can't be putting out a Pilsner, Jack Sabby, that is year round. This is, I believe, a spring only seasonal, which is strange. Absolutely love it. I wish they did this year round. Killer beer, killer price. You know, for a 6-pack of tall boys, it's something like $10, $11, $12, something like that, depending on where you buy it. So absolutely delicious. Let me post in the comments below if you have any questions. Until next time, cheers. Later.